Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the new episode of the Casual Sports Podcast. I'm Matt Morrison, with, as usual,
Alec Caberna
and Mike Wolfgang.
And we're just going to get right into it. We're going to talk NFL, and we're going to do NBA a little bit later. But we have a special announcement right now. Alec, take it away.
All right, so it's a very special announcement, a year in the making. We told you last week we had big things coming up. Finally, it's here. We didn't actually have this planned last week, but it just so happened to kind of work out the right way that it's coming out Super Bowl weekend. Casual Sports Report officially has merchandise. At the time of this episode releasing, at 5 p.m., go to our Twitter page, at Casual Sports Rep. Type in Casual Sports Report on Twitter, too. That works as well. Go to there. A tweet will be sent out at 5 p.m. with the link that you can go to our store. It will be teespring.com/stores/casual-sports-report !page=1. It's a lot easier if you just go to the Twitter site and click on the link. It'll be on the most recent tweet. It will be pinned to the top of the page. Go to there. Check out our merchandise. All the money that we're using from this is only going to go to improve the show. We're trying to figure out some things that we want to spend money on. Video equipment. Microphones,
other things,
setups, set pieces, just different types of merchandise that we can start providing out. So a lot of things in the works, all being funded by this merchandise. And you get some pretty cool gear out of it. I've customly designed all of it. So every piece on there, I know how it's supposed to look. If you go for our black logos, the clean one, I recommend going the white base with the black on it. That's kind of how we did our hats. So that's what that should look like. That's probably our favorite design at the moment. It's just the black logo on the white background. So what a lot of it is, you'll see all sorts of different gear you can buy from us. We got pillows, banners, posters, blankets, hoodies, t-shirts, towels, mugs, phone cases. We got pants. There's leggings for women or guys. Why not? They're
Stickers.
Comfortable. We got tank tops. We got mugs. We got stickers. I mean, fanny packs. We got Casual Sports Report fanny packs.
That's new. I didn't even know we had the fanny packs.
Yeah, that was new. I added that partially last week. Stickers. There's a ton of stuff. When you click on it, you can get it different colors. Make sure if you do buy something, make sure you get your size right. This won't go through us. This goes straight through Teespring, right over to you, so it cuts out the middleman. Go there. Check us out. If you like something, buy it. If not, share it around. Maybe somebody you know likes it. And wants to start repping some of our gear. It's only helping us out. You're supporting a small local business, so feel good about yourself. Support us.
Yes.
All right, Matt, take us into the show, buddy.
All right, we'll start with the Super Bowl. So we got Buccaneers versus Chiefs. Super Bowl 55, guys. So what do y'all think here?
Before we get to the actual game, can I just say how dumb it is that we keep having games in Florida?
Yes,
Like
it's pretty
Super
dumb.
Bowls in Florida. Like, can we move out of the South?
Well,
Most of the NFL is located in the northern half of the United States.
yeah, but it's cold weather. The
Who
are
cares? Football is meant to be played in the
Listen,
elements.
to me, it don't bother me, but I'm talking about all the people that are going there. Reporters, media personnel, they don't want to be in cold weather.
They're all reporting anyways in the northern
That's
states.
their job. They're supposed to be.
I'm not saying it's right.
We played the NFC Championship up in Green Bay at Lambeau Field in negative 15-degree weather with 8 feet of snow on the
That's their job.
ground.
They're
and then the next
supposed to
week
be.
they're going 80-degree weather in Florida. I'm like, it's dumb.
I think the
It
only
is.
northern one they've had that's like not been a dome in the north is New York like a couple years ago. But
Right.
they had it in Minnesota. They had it in Detroit a couple years ago. They have domes.
Yeah.
Right.
And
No,
I don't
want
care
to
about the
play in domes.
Play in Pittsburgh. Play in Cleveland. Play somewhere.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
There are so many markets
Playing
that they haven't
Cleveland.
touched because they want to play in warm weather because they don't want the 45-year-old Tom Brady getting crippled from slipping in the snow. And they want the points to go off the charts.
Even though they don't. But
Right. 13-3 in a dome stadium. We could have 13-3 in a snowy weather and it would be far more interesting.
Yes, it would be.
No, I'm all for the cold places.
Right?
I mean,
Roger Goodell, hit me up. Let's set something up here.
I want to see one in the north. Like, I want to see one that's like close to here. Even
We
though
don't have any chance. They're missing entire markets of fans that want to go to these games because they won't go out of the South because it's cold.
Like, could you imagine Super Bowl in like Green Bay with their fan base?
Oh, man. Green
Or-
Bay, Chicago.
Yeah.
The fans would love to see a Super Bowl because we know the team's not getting there anytime soon.
No.
Give it to the city.
I mean, like these historic stadiums like Lambeau and
Seattle.
Soldier Field and
Yeah.
places like that, like just add to
Put it
their
in
storied
Philly.
history and have
Put
a
it
Super
in
Bowl
Philly.
there.
Right.
Have
Yeah.
The Bills Mafia.
The Bills.
Yeah, their
Buffalo.
stadium's kind of small though.
Buffalo.
I mean, still.
I mean, it could
Buffalo
work.
for a Super Bowl. Tell me that wouldn't be
That'd be
insane.
insane.
And the Bills in it with Bills Mafia.
That would be off the
That'd
charts.
be
I don't think
awesome.
that'll ever happen, but that would be record in noise probably.
So yeah. So this one's in Tampa, in Florida again. It was in Miami last year.
Yeah, and then before
So
that,
back-to-back
it was in
Florida
Houston.
years.
Yeah, we got back-to-back Floridas, and I was like, what?
I mean, if you're gonna have them down south, at least switch up the states and don't have it
Right.
back-to-back years.
They,
in the
they
same
go
state.
Texas, Florida, Florida. I'm like, well, actually, no, we had California, didn't we?
A couple years ago, I think it was
Couple-
San Fran. I
Coliseum?
think.
Yeah, in San Fran.
When it first began,
That
like
was
every-
national championship.
when it
years, I was
first
thinking of.
began, the Super Bowl was in the Coliseum like every year.
The LA, LA
Yeah,
Coliseum.
I think when's the last time we had it out in LA?
You know what? I
too?
thought today they
they
used to
got new
have
stadiums in LA.
Yeah,
They used to
It's gonna
have
be
them
out
in
there
the-
soon. I think.
they used to have them at the Rose Bowl. They haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pasadena.
Um,
yeah.
I don't know.
but there's so many stadiums across the entire country that they won't touch.
And how about what would you think about having a Super Bowl at a college stadium? Like how about in like Alabama?
They couldn't fill them.
You couldn't film.
The NFL cannot fill a college stadium. Guaranteed. Super Bowl, don't care. They're not filling a college stadium.
Like if they had
They have attendance issues already.
a seat or a 100,000 seat stadium like Ohio State or Penn State, well, I'm just an example. Like they're not going to fill those. That's way too many seats.
They couldn't touch Texas A&M, Tennessee, Ohio State, Penn State, the Big House. Alabama, I think, is 100. I think they're over 100,000 now. They
They
couldn't
almost
touch
all
that.
are now.
Right. Any major program right now is over 100,000. Well, actually, the top 8 really.
I mean, it'd be
There are
nice to see
some
it in
that are
different
90s
places.
that they could probably get close to. They got to find like an 85,000, 90,000 seat stadium
Yeah,
and see if they could fill that.
it'd be nice to have it at stadiums like that. But like I said, I was thinking, what happened to the Rose Bowl? They used to always have it there.
Yeah.
Not all. I mean, they had it there. I don't
A
know, a
lot,
handful of
a
times. A
lot.
lot of times, the Cowboys and Steelers were there once.
Yep.
But what happened to that? I mean, let's use these different places instead of just having them. I mean,
There
Tampa
are
just
hundreds of
had it
football
less than like
stadiums
10
across
years
the
ago.
United States.
When's the last time they had it in like Arizona?
They just had it like a couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
I mean, they always have it in Arizona. I mean, let's
Yeah,
mix it up, people.
Yeah, it's always somewhere warm. Like
Yeah.
what is somewhere?
I mean, granted, I know it helps with travel because this is a bad time of the year. There's a huge snowstorm ripping across the eastern seaboard and
But
Midwest
they just
right
had it
now.
in
What
New
about,
York a couple
like, the-
years ago. It worked in New York. It was
Right.
fine.
Well, New
I
York's
wanna
kind of
do
different
it.
when it comes to travel. Like, they probably couldn't do Chicago because O'Hare Airport shuts down all the time.
Well, I'm talking about like weather. The weather was
Right.
okay. I mean, it was cold. It was good to see a Super Bowl that was
It's
cold
time
like
to
that.
it's time to see a Super Bowl in Foxborough or something like that.
That'd be
cool.
nice.
That'd be
Yeah, up in
cool.
Foxborough. Literally, there's so many
Anywhere.
places they could go right
Yeah.
now instead of back-to-back Floridas.
Yeah, or back-to-back Texas, or one
Right.
in Arizona, and have it again there a couple years later.
Because probably next year they'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to New Orleans.
They have it in New Orleans like all the time.
Right. Give us something new.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking.
Because the
for.
games are getting boring. The NFL is having viewership issues. All the sports are. Part of that becomes the online streaming, which doesn't get counted as much as the TV stuff does.
Yeah.
All the illegal Reddit streams and all those things that don't get counted.
Yeah.
Give us something different to look at.
Like you said, Seattle will be good with their fan base,
Seattle
12
would be
man.
awesome.
That would be awesome.
And they won't have to worry about weather too much in Seattle. It might snow there,
Yeah.
but they could probably worry a little less. It'll be cold still, but
We got to mix it up.
Right.
We definitely have to mix it up.
there's so many places they could go right now. But let's get into this
Yeah,
year's
let's
Super
get
Bowl.
into the game. Yeah. So
The
before-
GOAT versus the
The
Baby
kid.
goat.
rising sun.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
The rising sun. No,
The rising sun.
I like that better. What are you guys' thoughts?
Tom Brady, man. I already think he is, but if he wins this Super Bowl, he's got to be like one of the greatest athletes of all time. Like people
Greatest
gotta,
athletes, or
I don't know about
is this
athlete.
above football?
yeah, like I'm talking about like in general, like
The greatest-
over like Michael Jordan and stuff.
No, I'm going to say the greatest winner of all time.
greatest
Maybe.
winner maybe.
Or at least in football. I don't know about all sports, but at least in football.
And people got. I mean,
Definitely
even
football.
I have been putting him over Montana, but I think people are going to start putting Brady over Montana.
I think everyone but you has been putting Brady
Well, I
over
don't
Montana for a long
I
time
don't
now.
think so. No, there's some people out there.
I mean, I think 7 rings talks for itself.
Yeah,
It kind of does
Even
the
6
speaking for
does.
you. Yeah.
If he doesn't win. I mean, he's only lost,
He
what,
doesn't
like
have
right
He's
now,
been
3.
in
If he
10
loses
of
this
them.
one, will be lose 4.
he lost 3. What? One to the
I thought he
Eagles
had
and
7.
this is no.
Oh, will this be a 7?
This will be a
Yeah,
7 if he
this
wins.
is, yeah, this is.
I
He
think
lost
I
twice to
remember.
the Giants and once to the Eagles.
Yeah, twice. yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
Because
then
of
he had
miracles.
6, but
They should have beat that Giants team. That was their perfect season.
well, both
They-
of them they should have. But
Yeah, Here comes I think
Eli Manning.
Yeah, they were 10-6 and barely made it.
Yeah, they just put that clip up on SportsCenter the other day. They were down 10-14. Manning just throws one up there into the end zone with 39 seconds on the clock or something.
The helmet catch.
Yep.
But in all seriousness, like with Brady, so if he does end up winning this one, what does that do to his legacy? Just
Cements himself as the GOAT, 100%.
Do you think he is now, or does he have to win this?
I think he's... I mean, no one's touching his resume at the moment.
No.
I don't even know.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, 2 years ago, when he was in the Super Bowl against the Rams, he was the oldest to ever do it. He gets back 2 years later. Now he passes his own record to be the oldest to get back into it. I mean, he's just...
At the moment,
he's
his
passing
longevity is what's making him even more impressive. Now, 10 titles. Only 2 people in sports history have made 10 championships over the age of 30. LeBron James and Tom Brady. That's pretty elite status.
What about, what's his name? The Celtics.
Bill Russell?
Yeah.
No.
He wasn't over 30?
Not for him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tom Brady's already the GOAT of football. This one just puts him even farther ahead. I don't think if he wins the 7th one, no one's going to touch him.
You don't think Patrick Mahomes can catch him?
No.
If Mahomes loses...
maybe.
Well, this is the question. If Mahomes loses, will he ever be able to pass Brady? And that question becomes questionable unless he three-peats at some point.
That too, but I don't know.
3-peats, 4-peats, something.
I don't want to say never because he's already been in 2.
Right.
And if he loses, he'll be 1-1. And
He's in his 3rd Super Bowl
young.
He should have been
3 or 4 seasons.
The kid's young, and then the Chiefs look like they're going to be the new Patriots.
He could have been in 3. It was that he won an AFC Championship
against Brady.
And the only reason I think that they lost is because they didn't win the coin toss in overtime.
Well, that's always the big complaint about overtime in the NFL. It's the dumbest rules.
Nobody, they both don't get a shot. Like if you score the first.
That's why I like college to set it for overtime.
Yeah,
everybody gets a chance.
Watch us be having the same conversation about overtime next week after this Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just gonna happen. We're just predicting the future,
right? I mean, hey, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't happen. Cool. If it does happen, we look pretty good.
All right, so we talked like a little bit about Brady and Mahomes. Like, what do you think about the actual game itself? There's so much storylines going into it.
There are a metric ton of storylines going into it.
The potential GOAT versus.
We're also talking about potential GOAT for head coach. Andy Reid's putting together a pretty good resume.
You know what? I think he already has a good resume.
Right?
I mean, even the failures he had with the Eagles. I mean, they were in it every year. He won one finally last year with the Chiefs. He's back in it again.
He was in the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in Florida.
Yeah. He likes
that was in Miami.
It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Tampa Bay side with Bruce Arians, good coach, but this is his first Super Bowl appearance.
Right.
So we got to see how
as a head coach.
As a head coach. He won 2 with the Steelers.
Yeah.
But as a head coach, so we'll have to see how that plays.
He was in 3 with Pittsburgh.
This might be Tampa Bay's kind of only shot. We don't know who's going to retire. They got a lot of old guys on that roster that this could very well be it.
Or
not Tom Brady will probably stick around next year.
He said today in his press conference that he plans on playing until 45 or maybe even after that.
So there's Gronk, and you never really know with Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown might not even play this Sunday. We don't know yet.
Oh, geez, really?
He hasn't been announced for the game yet. Either way, he'll make the $500,000 bonus if they win.
Yeah.
And still get a ring.
Still get a ring for not playing in the 2 biggest games of the year.
Yeah.
And missing the first half of the season on Philly Chargers. But,
And we didn't think he should be there anyways. But that's...
Right, he's there, so we can't
Every
really say anything.
time I go on Instagram, I see the same post. But what was it? He was cut, sued, traded.
Everything in the book.
Sued, traded, cut, sued, traded, cut, sued, traded.
What was it? Frostbite. He got frostbite.
Oh, yeah, he got frostbite because he was being dumped down in Oakland.
With his feet, right?
Yeah. Something with custody.
Just keep going in the cycle.
Like, it was a bunch. There was a bunch of them.
Never had one player and caused so many
and
issues to still be on a team.
He still made the Super Bowl. That's his...
I mean, but, this is one of the lines. We have so many older guys in this unit that they've signed throughout the season. A lot of them are only on 1-year deals. Might be their only shot at a ring. Obviously, that's
the reason why they signed with them in the first place. Same with the Chiefs too, with Le'Veon Bell and guys like that. But
there was a lot of guys that just went, "Hey, 1-year deal. Well, let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
See if I can prove myself and get something for next year."
Right, because that's what a lot of these guys, if they're not looking to retire, they're probably not re-signing unless you win the Super Bowl. Then you can probably get those guys back
on a cheap deal, or maybe they can find a cheap deal somewhere else. But
with a lot of the older guys, you can probably sign them 2-3 year deals for a decent bit, and not too much because they know they're older. Some veteran minimum contracts, but Gronk might retire again.
He already did once, so
right.
we'll see how his body's feeling after this season. But.
So there's that storyline. I mean, we're looking at two phenomenal offenses right now. Either one can explode for points, and both have pretty good defenses. I'm kind of worried. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to show up to play.
They have some key injuries too to Fisher on their offensive line. They got some key injuries.
Alec, never bet on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Never bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Never bet against.
We say the same thing.
That's what I meant.
We say the same thing about LeBron. We say the same thing about
Jordan, Bill Russell, Kareem. Any GOAT, you don't bet against them.
You don't bet against them.
You know, I said it after Ohio State beat Clemson. I'm not betting on Trevor Lawrence to have many bad games in his career in college. When you know a player's at the top of the top and he's your number one person in the league, you're not betting against him. Yep. You don't do it. It's a dumb bet. You don't go against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
No.
That's not saying he's going to guarantee a win.
No,
but you
not saying. I'm not putting money on the Chiefs. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put money on Tom Brady, though, either. Because Patrick Mahomes is the up-and-coming son. The rising son of the NFL. You know?
Pat Mahomes with those no-look passes.
Yeah, he's making all the highlights. He's becoming the face of the league. The dude's... He's doing what LeBron did to the NBA in the early 2000s. Mahomes is the guy to bring the NFL back into the light. Because, I mean, let's be real. The NFL in the past decade has kind of fallen off. There hasn't been much, besides Tom Brady goating it. And he's pretty much dominated the league. I don't know. I've been bored with the NFL kind of in the past decade. There hasn't been that player that really is just like, I have to tune in. Now, Patrick Mahomes is that player that I got to tune in. I got to see what he does.
Yeah.
That was LeBron in 2004, 2005. Those early years of his career. I was like, I have to tune in to see what this kid's going to do. Because it's going to be on a highlight reel that I'm going to see for the next 25 years.
Because that was just when Jordan retired and the Lakers were just winning, so it was always just the Lakers.
Right.
LeBron comes in and it's...
Then the prodigal son comes in.
Even the whole draft. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, all them guys, Carmelo Anthony, I mean, it changed everything. And
when you get this youth movement into the league, there's one guy that kind of holds above the rest. Right now, that's Mahomes. Mahomes is riding that tidal wave of momentum. He's on top of the league, on top of the world, and now he's got to go up and try and steal the torch. This ain't passing the torch. Tom Brady ain't going to hand that thing over. This is highway robbery for Patrick Mahomes to try and get this torch.
And we're talking about don't bet against Tom Brady. Even if there's guys that they do lose, say Gronk or Antonio Brown, you still can't bet against him to get back there.
He has taken some awful teams.
The age thing to me is out the window because it's just...
You put Brady on the Browns, I bet you the Browns would yell.
The Browns almost beat the Chiefs anyway.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying I don't know if the Chiefs are going to show up to play. If something happens to Mahomes
here's my thing.
Or anybody else...
Are they going to do the same thing that they did last Super Bowl and this entire season? They come out flat.
They do. But if you come out flat against Brady, he's going to take advantage.
Almost every time they come out, they come back and they end up winning the game. But, I mean, are you going to do it against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl?
Tom Brady doesn't let up comebacks. He leads them.
Right.
Just ask Atlanta.
Once the Chiefs go up 28-3, I'll be like, oh boy.
Here we go again.
The other way around. What if it happens in reverse?
If Mahomes leads that comeback, whew, that'd be something else.
That'd be something else.
But I definitely think Mahomes needs the win more than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's just more important for Mahomes get the back-to-backs.
See, but like I said...
It's only happened a handful of times.
I'm not guaranteeing this is
going to happen. And Tom Brady was the last person to do it.
Right.
Well, Brady's just running out of fingers,
I'm not saying to Bill Russell, he's got to have the 11th one somewhere else.
Oh, jeez.
Well, yeah. Or just
kiss the ring.
But...
He'll make a necklace.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's probably the way to go.
That'd be cool.
But I'm not guaranteeing this is going to happen again next year, but like... This is why I'm not going to say that it's just... If Mahomes doesn't win this one, I'm not just going to say he's not the GOAT, because this can very well be a matchup again next year.
It could be, yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying, if you get that if your second appearance against, now you face an actual good quarterback, like Jimmy Garoppolo is,
There was a lot of good guys around him, especially with defense.
He was surrounded by greatness on that team last year. Now
you're
facing Tom Brady surrounded by greatness. Now's your time to show up or shut up. I mean, Mahomes is put it all out there. Because every time Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes have faced, it has been a one-possession ball game.
It's always tight.
Yeah.
Every time. This is their fifth meeting, I believe, in total.
Regular season playoffs are always tight.
Two of them ended up in overtime. And the other two were close.
The one was that championship game, and I forget what the other one was. But
they're
always close. And that just shows you that, they're right there. I mean, they're different eras or different styles, but they're just
There.
elite. Like you
All
expect
right, what
them
are
to
some
be.
keys to the game? Let's go for the Chiefs. What are your keys to the game? One, don't come out flat.
That's where I was going to go first.
come up flat.
Get the ground game established.
Offense,
They
there's
gotta
nothing.
tear up
They
that
got a
defense.
time of possession. Time of possession is huge for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
always important.
And
Have the
that's
ball more than
Brady's
the other
gift.
guy.
That's
Right.
Brady's gift.
That's why Brady can win so many, because he keeps the game low scoring
And-
and he takes advantage of his opponent's mistakes. You throw him an interception with 7 minutes left in the half, he will take the next 7 minutes to finish that half and
I
score
mean,
a
we
touchdown
literally
at the
just
end
saw
of
that
it.
against the Packers.
And
We just
they
saw
can
it.
do that with running with Ronald Jones Jr. and Fournette.
And Fournette, yeah.
So
Control. I mean, this is really both teams. Crown game, time
Because they're so
possession.
similar, both teams. A lot of weapons on offense, and
Right.
they both have
The
solid
only issue I
defenses.
think I might have with the Chiefs is their offense might be too explosive, too quick sometimes. And
Yeah.
because if you open this game up, 75-yard touchdown, great. Is your defense going to be able to stop Tom Brady from
Exactly.
leading an 8-minute drive? Completely flatten your momentum that you just created on offense.
And then you come
Even
back
if
out.
he finishes with a
Then
field
watch
goal in
this.
that drive,
He
he
does
still
that-
killed 8 minutes.
he does that 8-minute drive and wears out that defense. And here comes Mahomes, 1-minute drive, touchdown. Then your defense has to come
Even
back
if
out
it's 14
again.
to 3 at that point,
Here's the
that
thing-
defense is
here's the
exhausted
thing for
for playing
Tampa.
16 minutes.
Tampa's defense, I mean, this is hard for anybody to stop because the Chiefs' offense are just so
Right.
explosive. But
Yeah.
you just
It's a
you just
trap
can't.
team out
If,
there
if
with-
guys are going to cross the field like Tyreek Hill and just get wide open, and that's where they get the big plays, and he just takes off. You can't just allow him to just run through the middle of the field. So
Right.
you got to have somebody running with them, and that's where the Chiefs get those chunk plays at. Is sending him across the field, sending Hardman across the field.
I want to talk about this before I forget. What about the whole Miller versus Hill thing?
Man.
Who do you guys think would win?
Hill.
I mean,
The guy's one of the
think so
fastest
too.
guys in the world.
Yeah.
He's
I mean-
only a couple miles an hour shorter than Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Miller's like, I don't know, one of their sneaky weapons, but
Yeah.
it's
I
definitely
don't
Hill
think
all
he's
day.
fast.
I
I don't think he's
fast.
faster.
I think he's
That's-
quick.
I think he's
I think he's got that burst. I don't know if he would be able to keep up with Hill long term though.
I don't know
I mean,
if
Hill
anybody
was a
can.
sprinter. He almost went out for the U.S. Olympic team,
Yeah.
but he made the NFL instead. the guy is a machine out there.
I mean, he's just
probably
quick and he
finished-
gets open.
yeah,
I mean,
don't
Tom
think
Brady's
Miller
gonna
could
find
catch Hardman.
potential.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So back to keys of the game. What else we got for the Chiefs?
You got
Just
Edward,
keep him
you
quick.
got Edwards Hilaire, get him going.
Well, that's part of get that round
Yeah.
game
Yeah,
established
I
because they
thought-
have to
yeah.
get that. You do the ground game so you get time of possession
Yeah.
because that's important in the Super
Mahomes,
Bowl.
I think Mahomes. I know he's gonna make some terrific plays.
Mahomes has to play it safe against Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
exactly. He can't be doing those no look passes when you got Devin White back there.
Right.
And because
I mean,
Tampa's defense is
And then here
solid.
comes-
right.
I mean that line, that front too, with Ndamukong
Yeah.
Suh is a veteran.
And Petit. I always get his name.
Vita
wrong.
Vea and
Vita Vea,
The guy who was two last
Jason
name,
Pierre-Paul.
Jason
that's the one.
Pierre-Paul. Yeah. So
I mean, they got some older guys in their defense, but they're still
yeah.
getting it done.
That D line's solid though, right there.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna be able to run easily against the Ndamukong Suh. I mean, that's his bread and butter. He's a D tackle that's gonna sit in there, wait for you to try and run at him, and then grab you by the throat and destroy
Step
you.
on you. Yeah.
Right. The guy's a mean machine.
I just think
Should have been in the
between
longest yard.
the two defenses, Tampa's probably better.
I would say yeah.
So that's probably what's going to come down to is the defenses. I mean,
Probably.
Kansas City's no slouch. I'm not saying that, but
How about keys to the game for the Buccaneers?
I pretty much go with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to control the
Brady-
game, and that's
Brady
all they have to
control
do
the game.
on offense.
Brady's got to be Brady.
You got receivers. You got Brown if he plays, but then you got Miller and you got Chris Godwin.
I think it was the big thing we saw from the
Brown.
NFC Championship game. Tom Brady can't be afraid to go downfield. We saw him hit some huge plays, some massive chunk plays. He's,
Also, though, the Packers gave it to him, though.
Packers
Yeah.
gave
Especially
it to
the
him.
one at the half.
Well, yeah,
before
because
the
they know
half.
Tom Brady likes to play that short game. So they gave him a little bit of space at the top, and he killed him. The Chiefs, they might start out playing deep.
Yeah.
Tom Brady takes advantage of that underneath game.
Draws
they
them
make
in.
the adjustment,
Brady-
especially if they get the run game established. That brings your safeties in. That brings your linebackers closer to the line. Then Brady takes the chance. He knows the game too well to send those guys deep.
Yep.
And when
And
one of
Brady-
those guys
You
breaks
just got to
deep,
play your defense because
Brady-
he's going to take advantage of anything.
Brady
you give him.
can't
Right.
turn over the ball as much as he did. 'Cause
yeah,
that's not
he's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, turnovers for both sides.
No.
Because as great as Brady is, he will turn it over.
Right. So I think we've established the big three keys to the game for both sides: turnovers, time of possession, and running the ball.
Like I said, it's pretty much the same for both sides because they're so similar.
They're very similar, yeah. But I'd probably say the Buccaneers have the better defense and the Chiefs have the better offense.
Yeah,
it's close.
It's close.
But Tom Brady hasn't always been explosive in title games.
But the guys around him have been.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman won the Super Bowl MVP.
A couple years
Just
ago.
a few years back. I think that was the last one he won in the Patriots.
Probably it was.
2018, I think. It was 2018.
The boring one against the Rams we were talking about, 13-3.
Right, and Edelman, I think, had like 2 touchdowns and like 128 yards.
Yeah.
So, Tom Brady doesn't always come out big in these games. He lets the guys around him do their job. He's going to find who's hot. Maybe that's Gronk. Gronk's been there. Expect him to show up. And then what? We got Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him,
and exactly. They have so many weapons on this offense.
Yeah.
You forget about one of those guys for a minute, they're burning you.
Yeah.
I think offensively, Tampa has more depth offensively than Kansas City does.
Yeah, probably.
You can maybe say that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe, but that's like Matt said. You forget about some of these guys, even with the Chiefs too. But you just gotta, especially defense, you gotta be on your toes.
Right. My thing is with defense nowadays, it's like, you know what? I don't care who your corners are or your safeties are. They're getting burned either way.
Yeah.
They're getting burned. Sometimes you may be the best corner in football. Look at Denzel Ward. He has one of the highest cover ratings in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he got burned against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good you are anymore at being a corner or safety. You get burned.
And with Green Bay's defense, they had an up-and-coming defense. They were playing well, and they were just getting burned everywhere.
Right. It doesn't matter anymore because offensive schemes have changed so much since the last time Tom Brady lost in a Super Bowl. These offensive schemes are incredible. It's the point of the biggest part of it is red zone defense.
Defense wins championship.
Let me lock you in. You can drive down the length of the field. I will give you 80 yards. I'm not giving you those last 20. Because once you get inside the red zone, your defense can shrink in. You don't have to worry about covering super deep. You just got to cover the end zone.
Yeah.
You got 20 yards of coverage. If you can't cover that 20 yards, you shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl anyway. There's a reason you're here. It's probably because you had a good red zone defense at some point.
Yeah.
You made a stand. One of those teams is going to have to make that stand.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. So, predictions. We got to do them. We'll look silly, but we got to do them.
I say...
You want to start it, Matt?
Yeah, I'll start.
All right.
I say like 24-17 Tampa Bay.
Oh, man.
Well, I thought you were going to go with the weird score.
That was close to mine, though.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just thinking, I'm like, maybe 24-18. Then you go 24-17. I'm like, oh, damn it. I'll go 27 to 25.
Who, Tampa or
27-25 Tampa?
Okay. Before I make my pick, I want to start off by saying.
Also, hold on this. I'll go 27-25. Buccaneers win it. Chiefs miss a field goal at the end.
Bucker misses?
Yep.
As good as
come on. It's Justin Tucker missed 3 in the row in the
but that was
AFC playoffs.
Bad weather and stuff.
Who cares? That guy doesn't miss. We're in 2021. Who cares at this point? It's gone crazy already. How can it get any crazier? Butker misses a field goal in the Super Bowl.
From 40 yards.
Right, I mean...
You going to make the distance too? Or
I'll say distance of... 38 yards.
Okay.
He misses a 38-yard field goal. Everyone's like, oh my God.
That's like Chiefs a chip shot for him, though.
They're going to be like, Chiefs are about to do it. And he misses.
Before I make my pick here, I'm going to go... Because I think the line right now is like Tampa with 3 points, I think.
Probably.
So betting-wise, you're probably not going to want to bet this game. Because as we talked about, they're so close. But I'm going to go 28-24 Tampa.
Ooh. We're all really close on this.
Yeah.
Matt might win. Matt might get the closest because Super Bowls tend to be low scoring.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
This could be a weird one.
We'll see. I mean, these offenses are almost too explosive for it to not be high scoring.
Yeah.
So. All right, I think that wraps up Super Bowl portion. Let's just hope for a good game.
That's all I want.
I want a good game.
To be honest, I like both teams. I
don't really care who wins. Yeah.
I want Brady.
The only thing is, like people say they don't want to see Brady win again. Yeah, that's
I
true.
do,
like
man.
Tampa's he's on a different team now. Tampa never wins anything.
Right, and it's.
So,
I mean, how about this? How about we talk about how many titles the city of Tampa has been in this season? In this past year and a
the
half.
Lightning won Stanley Cup. Rays were in the World Series, but they lost. I mean, when's the last time you had all three of your teams in their championships?
And if you want to say Florida, throw in the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals.
That too.
Yeah.
Dolphins had a good year. Everybody's playing good.
Right. Well, besides Jacksonville.
Well,
we don't talk about them.
maybe not yet, at least.
Everyone doesn't talk about Jacksonville anymore.
Yeah.
Minshew Mania is now Urban Meyer's final destination. Oh my! They gotta call it the Final Destination Tour. Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer.
Justin Fields and Urban Meyer.
No, I don't know about that one.
They should do that.
That would be
They should.
awesome.
They gotta take T-Law.
They have to.
Oh.
They gotta do T-Law. I'm sorry.
Alright.
It's gonna do
I
it.
had something to say, but I forgot.
Okay. I'm like, well, you're hosting the show here. What do you got?
It was something about NFL, but let's move on to the NBA.
All right. There was something I wanted to talk about. Cavs lost last night to the Wolves.
Oh, wait, yeah. Stafford. The Stafford trade.
Oh,
right,
I forgot about that.
Stafford to Goff.
Yeah, Stafford Goff trade. So, Jared Goff was born in California, born and raised, went to California University, drafted first overall by the Rams, who were in California, then traded to Detroit. How would you feel? You're beach all your life, and then you're traded to Detroit. It's like Beverly
He's
Hills.
been California dreaming his whole life, and
it's
now
like-
he got sent to
It's
Detroit.
It's like Beverly Hills Cop in reverse.
Well, the one thing about him going to Detroit, like he has a chance to prove that inconsistency is a thing with him. So maybe he can prove that there's not a lot of guys there. They're in a rebuild mode.
Stafford shows up with the Detroit Lions jacket, like Axel Foley. That'd be funny.
That would be something else for
But
sure.
what do you think about the return, though? They obviously gave up a lot, the Rams.
Yeah.
They did give up a lot, and I'm not really sure why.
Actually,
I think it was more time for them to move it along.
Actually,
because just 2 years ago, Goff was in the Super Bowl.
Right.
You gave 2 first-round picks, could have used them to get somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was either time to move on or to kind of stick with it. Since they took Goff #1 overall, they have not had a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
They've traded them all away.
He was their last
And
one.
isn't this the first time they traded 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, this was the first time.
Stafford was the first overall pick.
Right.
With Detroit.
Technically, there was a trade that
But-
turned into a first
okay.
overall pick. That was the one, I believe, involving Michael Vick.
Oh, okay.
The trade that gave it to Atlanta.
Okay.
But it wasn't a first overall yet.
Okay.
I don't know. The return was a lot, but for the Rams, I mean, they're obviously in win-now mode, so their window's the next 2-3 years. So
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford definitely gives them a better chance.
Yeah,
But
I think so.
their resources, they just don't have any picks.
I think Stafford's a great quarterback. Sorry,
No,
Mike. I think he could be a Hall of Famer someday. He's just been with Detroit.
He's got to win something, though.
He's just
That's
been
his
with
problem. He's
Detroit.
gotta win.
Well, he can't do that with Detroit very much. I mean,
Well,
yeah, but we just had the
I
argument
know.
last week about Ryan Fitzpatrick being
yeah,
Right.
a Hall of Famer.
I mean, they didn't
Matthew
really
Stafford's
give,
obviously better
they
than
didn't really
Matthew
give him
Fitzpatrick.
anybody to work with in Detroit. I mean, Calvin Johnson for a little bit.
Did I say Fitzpatrick was a Hall of Famer, though?
No.
No, but conversation.
Right. But I
don't
think
think
I
he should
argued
be
against
there,
it. I don't think Fitzpatrick should be a Hall of Famer.
No.
I don't think Stafford should be a Hall of Famer. If you can't accomplish something, I don't care what your stats are. Cool, you had a good regular season, but if you don't win, who cares?
Exactly.
If your team finishes 3-13, who cares what you did?
Yeah.
I don't care if you throw 8,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
If you lose, nobody cares. You get erased from history.
Nothing comes along.
You
if
said
you don't
you
win.
might get picked in way after,
Right.
until they don't have anybody.
If they
else
just
to
run out of
pick.
people to throw
Well,
in
he
there,
could be a
sure,
Hall of Famer,
somewhere.
but I mean, not first ballot. Certainly
No.
not.
Not first ballot.
Not first, not second, not third. I'm sorry, Stafford has not accomplished anything.
Yeah. No.
Besides being statistically, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the last 2 decades.
And he's only 32.
But past statistics, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't put him
No.
in the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm sorry, you haven't done anything. You've been on a bad
No,
team.
he's not taught. I
Right.
agree with you there.
Yeah,
He's not.
I agree.
Like
But he's certainly one of the better currently.
I think the Rams gave up too much to get somebody that's not in the top 7.
You're right, but if there was more guys in Detroit, it would have been maybe.
Yeah.
top
I
7.
mean, who does he got in Detroit? Jesse James.
I mean, he's got guys right now in LA.
Yeah, Cook.
Cool. Go accomplish something then.
Yeah, so now
we can
this
have
is-
this conversation at the end of next season if they
No,
do that.
I'm in the same boat
Cam
as you.
Akers running back. You got players there to work with. Like, now go out and do something.
The real question
I
is
definitely
Sean
agree with what
McVay
you're
even a good coach?
Yeah.
Because he's had some pretty, I'll say it right now, he's had some pretty damn good players that he hasn't done anything with.
No.
He ruined Todd Gurley's career.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ruined it.
He
I mean,
did.
threw that thing in the garbage can and set it on fire.
Yeah.
I'm coming in hot this week.
Kept pouring it. He set it on fire, and then he just kept adding on.
Right. Then he just threw it into the Pacific and said, somebody take this mess from me, I'm good.
Yeah.
We're going to give this guy $30 million a year and send him to Atlanta.
Well, the same thing with Goff. They just signed him a huge deal a couple
Right.
years ago, and now they just get rid of him.
Right.
Man, their cap space got to be horrible right now.
Oh, yeah, they have no room
That's
to
what I'm
sign
saying. They
anybody.
have no room to sign anybody, and they have no draft picks. So it's
Yeah.
it's now or never for them.
Yeah.
Right, and they're spending all this money this season.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, if they don't win something or at least make it somewhere in the next 2 seasons, Sean McVay is out.
Oh, yeah.
I would
care.
say so.
What has he done?
Nothing.
I mean, he
Super
made
Bowl
it to
loss
a Super Bowl.
and lost.
And put up
he
3
lost
points.
at 3 points. Didn't even put it in the end zone once.
Remember what I just said? If you lose, nobody cares. If you win that game 3-0, cool. You put up a great defensive performance.
Yeah.
You lose the game, you put up 3 points. You just got erased from history, fella. Sorry. I'm not sorry. No. Go do something. You're
Yeah.
getting paid millions and millions of dollars to go win something in the
And-
National Football League with the rosters that he's been given and handed to. With
You
the
make one
guys.
Super
And to
Bowl.
the
And
point
you make
about
1 Super Bowl and you put up 3 points. I don't care anymore.
to the point about McVay too is, and he's the coach that everybody around the league is hiring coaches based. They want his style.
Right.
That's what people are looking for when they're hiring coaches now. So if that's what people are basing their hirings off of, and he's hardly done anything what you're saying, move on.
Right.
This is his time now.
You saw how well it worked for the Browns. Grabbing a guy like Stefanski, who
Yeah.
kind of has a similar style to McVay, somewhat.
But he's a
in
guy,
ways.
to my point, he's another coach that all these teams around the league want a coach just like McVay.
Right. Browns
worked
went out
for
to
some
have
teams.
somebody, and they made it pretty well. I mean, you can't go out there and sign a Mike Tomlin. It's not going to work. You got to go find somebody new. These teams got to stop relying so much on, hey, let's go sign somebody like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Go
hey,
sign
Go
the
find
best
who
coach.
is right for you.
Hey.
Like, what is it? Eric
Like-
Bieniemy from the Chiefs. The offensive
He's one of the
coordinator.
best ones out there. Nobody.
How is he not
nobody's-
gotten hired?
Yeah.
All
But
this.
they don't pick guys like that, but they pick John Gruden. He's been in.
How
a
about
booth.
this? Josh McCown is now coaching the NFL.
Yeah. Josh McCown.
Josh McCown and then the guy now on the Texans, the head coach of the Texans.
And the guy- yeah, the
David
guy that-
Culley.
yeah.
And we got,
What if
I
he
got
worst
a little something
offensive
for him.
coaches in NFL history?
Yeah,
is
let's
now
touch
a
on
head
I
that
got a
real
little
quick.
something for him.
So they hire him.
Yeah.
The Ravens have one of the worst passing games in the NFL.
when he was.
So they hire a passing
no,
games
don't-
coordinator. I mean, come
We'll
on.
get to that.
Yeah, Matt's got something special for him later, so
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
We'll get to
We'll
David
wrap back
Culley.
around to that at some
David
point.
Culley, hold on. We will get to you. We will.
But like I said, you know what? NFL, cool and all. If you don't win, you get erased.
Who cares?
You know, and there's still more
And
stuff
that's
we
what's
haven't
going to
talked
happen
about
to
in the NFL
guys
too.
like Drew Brees. He's going to have all of these stats at the end of his
He's still-
career,
he's
and he's
still
going to be
awesome.
called great. And he should be called great. But give it 15 years after he retires, and he'll be forgotten.
Yeah.
Much like guys, talk to new fans nowadays. Most of them don't know Joe Montana.
Trent Green.
Dan Marino.
Well, they
Remember
should.
Trent?
They should, but a lot of young people don't. They don't care.
Remember
You
back-
didn't win.
Remember that back in the day, Trent Green was like really good for I think Kansas City or something, and he didn't win.
The
He
only
got dumped
reason
off.
people remember Michael Jordan is because he won. The only reason we remember Wilt is because he won.
Bill
Kareem,
Russell.
Shaq, Kobe, LeBron,
Bill
Steph.
Russell.
We remember these
And on
guys
top of the
because
fact
they
they were
won.
so great too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
If you win,
Well, that's
and
why
you're
they
great.
won because
Yeah.
they
Right.
were so great. If you're so great, win a championship.
Exactly.
And even guys
That's
that
the same
have
with Aaron Rodgers. It's like, I mean, he's done it, but not recently. And it's kind of come to that point, like, all right, it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Retire or win.
You won one Super Bowl.
And you've lost 4 times in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Win. It's time.
It's win.
I'm tired of teams
Just- yeah.
sitting at mediocrity
no,
and allowing it to sit around and fester itself.
Yeah.
They sit at mediocrity and they won't change.
you're definitely right. And like you're saying, there's teams that are
Steelers.
stuck in that.
Steelers.
Steelers are holding on to Big Ben way farther
You know
than they
what?
should.
And here's my thing.
You won 2.
Right.
So
Yeah, but
was
how
in
long
3.
ago?
Was
They need
10
to have a
years?
serious
More than 10 years
conversation
ago.
with him. Say, this is it. This is your
No,
last
it's-
season. We got to move on. It's time.
his
They were
last
in one
Super
10 years
Bowl-
ago, but they didn't win.
They were
That was
in
the
one
Packers
10 years
one.
ago. Yeah, 2009.
Same with the Steelers, and I was, I was thinking about this the other day, and we're talking about teams being stuck in mediocrity.
Yeah.
You know how long it's been since the Cowboys have been in an NFC Championship game, let alone a Super Bowl? 25 years. The Dallas Cowboys. And
Right.
the Steelers, 10 years for that's a long time for the Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, these
They were in
storied
AFC
programs, there's no excuses for
championships,
some of these
but
teams.
they were
The
in
Cowboys
AFC
have the same owner they had when they had
championships.
that dynasty, Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones doesn't want to spend anymore.
I say it how many times? Well, he does, but they just don't perform well. The Cowboys, I swear there's a dark cloud over that franchise. There just is.
Yeah, it's called
money
Jerry
on
Jones.
players.
It's Jerry World. He is the dark cloud. He needs to sell the team. It's time. The guy did his thing. Move on. Let it happen.
No,
He won't do it, but it's time.
I don't agree with
What
that.
has Jerry Jones done for you in the past 25 years?
The only thing about Jerry Jones...
What has he done? Tell me right now.
Nothing.
In the past 20 exactly. Time to move. We were just talking about suffering from mediocrity,
Listen.
and now you're saying hold on to mediocrity.
No, here's my thing.
Jerry Jones is a mediocre owner.
When he gives up his power and lets the coach run the team, get a GM instead of him being the GM, he's not a horrible owner.
But he's not doing
The
that.
guy's in the Hall of Fame.
But he's not doing that.
Max and
That's
Steven,
the whole
let's
thing.
take
That's
a
what we're
break.
saying. He's letting mediocrity
Steven.
fester in Dallas. Dallas should be a powerhouse.
They should be.
They should be.
And he's not doing anything. It's time for
But I'm not saying he's a horrible owner.
Cowboys
in the past 25
Cowboys
years, he
fans-
hasn't done anything. He has done less than the Browns in the past 25
Cowboys
years.
They've
fans
had great teams,
remember
they just don't get it
Michael
done.
Irvin.
And that's not all on him.
It's not all on him.
Yeah, it's on
but
coaching,
he's
it's
the
on
guy
players,
that's
it's-
hiring. He's the guy bringing in
know what
everybody. He's
Cowboys
the one
fans
doing
remember?
contracts.
You know what Cowboys fans remember? They don't remember Dez Bryant or Romo. They remember Emmitt Smith and Aikman because that's the last time they were good.
They complain about
Michael
Zeke, who
Irvin,
led the
Michael
league in rushing
Irvin,
3 years.
Larry Brown, Dion. They don't. That's
Matt,
all they
you're
talk
right.
about. That's all they talk about because that's the last time they were
Listen,
good.
I'm not letting Jerry
Just
Jones
like
off
the
the hook.
Browns. Although no offense.
Yeah.
I'm not
Like,
letting him
they're
off the hook.
talking about, the Browns won these championships back in the day. I'm like, that's how bad they are. And you're
Right.
talking about
We're
that
talking
so
about
long
Jim
ago?
Brown for the Browns,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Jim Brown, Paul Brown, the guy who founded the Browns in Cincinnati.
That's 50 years ago.
The guy that won it before the
Yeah.
NFL was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you're wrong about Jerry Jones, but the only thing is, like, if you in the next 3-4 years the Cowboys do end up winning the Super Bowl, that conversation kind of goes
Yeah.
away in some way.
Do you hear Pittsburgh talk
Cool,
about
but
the
where do you guys
immaculate
sit in the
reception?
rankings right now?
A good team and a great team that should be in the Super Bowl, but they're not.
Because they can't put things together. Because Jerry Jones won't spend the money to get the right people in there.
What do you mean he hasn't spent the money? He just spent the whole money on their whole defense. He gave Zeke a whole big deal. He spent money
But
on
Zeke
players.
sucks.
They're just
He's
not.
got to spend money. He's spending money, but he's not doing it on the
He's
right
spending
players.
money, but he
He's
let the
spending
offensive
money.
line go.
Yeah.
Well, they've been injured too. That's not his
Well,
fault.
yeah.
Frederick.
But
didn't
then
he
Frederick
retire?
retired.
Yeah,
then
he
they
retired.
waited too long to move on from their head coach.
No, you're 100%
That goes on
Jason
Jerry.
Garrett.
That goes on Jerry.
That is. I'm not letting Jerry off the hook.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
Jerry.
But I don't think the
But I'm not-
Cowboys
but you
need to
can't sit here and
it's
say you
time
haven't
for
spent
them
the
to
money.
try and get rid of him.
Get
Get him to move on. Let his son take over. His son has done some pretty good things.
Yeah.
Move it along. He can still have a foot in the door, but he doesn't need to have
But
total
the thing
control.
was, his son has done some good things, but you don't think Jerry has a role in that too?
Maybe.
That's his son.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's get some fresh ideas in there because Jerry Jones was trying to win a Super Bowl in 1975. He doesn't know it's 2021,
Yeah.
But I'm not
and
going to
it's
sit here.
reflecting on the team.
I'm not going to sit here and say they haven't spent the money. They have spent money and they have great pieces around them. It's on coaching too, and I'm not letting Jerry off the hook either. But it's on the players too. They have everything it takes to win, everything.
But they don't.
But that's on everybody too. It's not just Jerry.
The Cowboys should be able to bring in better players than that. Better players than Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Who they will, I mean...
Why do we not hear the...
He'll be on the
why don't-
tag.
He
and
won't
he'll be
even
gone.
rehire Dak right now.
No.
And we didn't hear a single trade rumor about him maybe getting Stafford. Not one.
Not one.
What about Deshaun Watson? Nothing. We have
Nothing yet.
great guys.
Nothing yet,
I mean,
but it's
when Tom
unlikely.
Brady was leaving the Patriots, was there any discussion about him going to the Cowboys?
There was
No.
rumors, but not really.
Rumors. We've had a lot of good quarterbacks moving around in the past 2-3 years. Nothing from the Cowboys who won't even re-sign their quarterback.
Well, and here's my thing, and this is where I'm going to put heat on Jerry, because
Heat him up. Let's go. Light him up.
because if Dak's there right now, and Dak is the leader of that team, the entire team.
The only reason they've been good is because of Dak.
Exactly, and that's where I don't get when people say he's not a good quarterback because he is.
He
And he's
is.
a guy that he can win them a Super Bowl with the pieces
could,
around him.
yeah.
They can.
Good.
If they want to give him the right
if Jerry
pieces,
is serious about winning another Super Bowl, that's the last thing they have to do to win another Super Bowl. Get Dak locked up, and they have tried to do it. They gave him deals every year, but Dak it's either Dak's
It's time to
refusing.
get Zeke.
It's both
out
sides
of here.
too.
It's time to
But,
get Zeke
yeah.
out.
I agree on that.
But
That's
there's a clear
Yeah.
disconnect between the front office and the players, and that's happened with Zeke. I mean, it happened.
Des Bryant.
Dak Prescott. There's
Jason
an issue
Witten.
when it comes to big
Jason Witten's
personalities.
fired,
Yeah, but
Jerry Jones doesn't
Yeah,
like
bad.
big personalities anymore. He can't have a guy
No,
who's
his
trying
ego.
to be
That's
bigger.
my number one
Yeah.
issue with him is his ego.
Jerry Jones' ego is too big. And
That's what I'm saying.
because he accomplished things in his early career. He accomplished things, and now he's settled for mediocrity.
And then I was just saying this the other day. Can you imagine if they didn't let Jerry Johnson walk after 2 Super Bowls? They would have won like 4 or 5 more.
Right.
That decade.
But this is what I was just saying about now they're letting it sit. They're letting things go. Just like, well, we'll get there.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
It's the same thing a lot of other teams do. It's like the Saints. How they've been so good, but how have they not accomplished a damn thing?
Well, who's that? Who would you put that on?
Jerry.
Sean Payton. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the league.
I don't know if you can even put that on Sean Payton at this point. I mean, there's got to be something in that franchise. I'll put that. Screw it. I'll put that on the under too. Why have they not?
When
been
stuff
able
like
to
that
put stuff
happens,
together?
like a team like the Saints, like you're saying,
Yeah.
they've been in the playoffs the last couple years, and they get bounced every single year.
Right.
That goes on everybody. That's what I'm
Right.
saying with the Cowboys. It's not. It's most of it's on Jerry Jones, but it's on everybody.
But what we see is the offseason. When the offseason, that's when the GM and the owner get their chance to step up and put together a team. Saints don't bring anybody in. They don't move things around.
Like, you
They're-
mean player-wise, or?
Player-wise, coaching-wise, they don't bring anybody new in. They don't bring in fresh ideas. They don't bring in new looks. They don't bring in new schemes.
Well, in the Cowboys' defense, they
There's-
have done that, coaching-wise. They brought in a lot of different coordinators.
But
they haven't been the
feel
right
like,
ones.
I feel like for the Cowboys, they've
But-
waited too long to do it. There was somebody they could have hired, and they waited on it.
You're right.
And
And
then
when
that
they hired
person
Mike
got
McCarthy, I was not thrilled about it. He's
No.
a good coach. He won a Super Bowl, but he just won one.
Yeah.
Right.
And he had Aaron Rodgers with him.
Exactly. It's like, why aren't you guys looking at Bieniemy from the Chiefs? That'd be a great pickup for Dak. Are you kidding me? That'd be a fantastic pickup for Dak Prescott.
Who?
The enemy.
Bieniemy from the
Oh
Chiefs.
yeah.
Like, why? This is a discussion teams like everybody needs to have. This isn't even just
this
them.
goes for the
This could be the
17
Saints too.
This goes for the Cowboys, Saints, and any other team. Any of the 7 teams that just fired a coach, they all have replacements now. But why did they all interviewed Bieniemy? But why didn't one of them hire him? You go out and hire a passing game coordinator from the Ravens. That's what you think is going to keep Deshaun Watson in Houston. He's not. You can do anything. He's not staying there.
No,
Yeah. What's up?
So get a good coach for somebody that's going to be after him.
exactly.
The guy's 68 years. Or, I don't want to go into it. I don't wanna bring it up, but that's all right.
Let's talk NBA.
That we were heated there. I had to insult Mike's Cowboys. He doesn't get heated
How
enough
did
on this
that
show.
even come about?
You can
How did
insult
that
them all
even
you
come about?
Just to wrap that up, you can insult them all they want. They deserve it. 25 years Dallas. They're, like I say, how many times?
I let you guys insult the Browns all the time.
You can insult my
We've
team all
got
you want.
Durant on the Steelers this season
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
you can insult my teams all you want, but I'm pro all my teams, so I'm going to stick up for them, whether
Yeah.
it's bad or not.
Yeah.
Stick up for him, but I'm still going to tear him down.
No, you're. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. You're right with what you're saying.
You will go down with the ship, my fella.
The Cowboys deserve all the heat. And what about the Steelers though? The last 10 years,
Oh.
Yeah, I said the Steelers
I mean,
need to move on too.
they
I
do.
said they need to have that conversation
We
with
got
Big Ben.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, that was their big acquisition, signing Dwayne
Dwayne
Haskins. Woo! They're really going to start heating things up.
the guy that's never got his feet wet yet in the league. He has no.
Like I think it was a good.
No.
I think it was a good pickup if you want to look for a backup quarterback. I don't think that's a bad pickup. A,
So
a
who
young
did they
guy
drop?
that you
The
can kind of
Steelers,
build.
Who
to
did
me,
they
and
drop
this-
now? They dropped Dobbs again or Rudolph?
I don't think they've dropped anybody yet.
Well, they have to drop somebody.
Well, they haven't. So
Okay.
My thing with the
I'm
Steelers,
asking
like
who they should.
who they should
Yeah,
probably Dobbs.
probably Dobbs.
their defense is
Rudolph
good.
should improvement though. So.
Their defense is great, and if they get a guy in a good running back in draft like Najee Harris or ETN or
Oh
somebody,
yeah. Oh man.
they're gonna be a lot better. But I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender with Ben. I just don't.
No,
He
they're
can't
not.
do it anymore.
He's old.
And he showed that
okay?
against the Browns. He doesn't have that mentality anymore.
No. He's
If you're
lost
gonna-
old.
If you're gonna take things away and force Ben to beat you, he can't do it anymore. So until they find a replacement, and they have to start looking into this because they're just wasting time with this.
We've been talking about it all season. Who's next?
You can go different routes, but they haven't even entertained that yet.
No. They've talked about, I think they renegotiated contracts is what they're at now with Big Ben. Get him one more year at like half the price. And it's like, well, hold on. Why don't we just start looking down south at Deshaun Watson who wants to go? Screw it. I'll give up one or two of my defensive guys. I'll throw. I would have thrown Connor in there.
Yeah.
In a trade down to the Texans. You
But
tell me
he's
the
gone.
Texans wouldn't say that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have taken that?
Well,
If you
Ben-
throw the Texans a big enough deal, and you bring in Deshaun Watson with the rest of the defense you would have left after that, now you got something you can work with.
Yeah.
And I guarantee Tomlin's not having a losing record. He doesn't do it. And so now I
Finds a
got
way.
a young Deshaun Watson with a great defense in the NFL playoffs.
And my thing with Ben though, like, and that's another.
And that's,
receivers
that's not the hardest move
With
to
a
make.
great receiver core still.
Right.
In a defense.
The thing with the Steelers with Ben is they're in a way kind of doing what Jerry is with the Cowboys. They're still holding on to what the last time they won. He's the last
Right.
piece they had when they won.
And
I mean,
that
I know he's
offensive
done
line.
great things there, but it's time to move on. And they're not going to be they're not going to be
So-
contender or win a Super Bowl with Ben. I'm sorry, they're just not.
It's time.
It's time.
I mean,
Maybe
it
they
sucks
pick-
when you have your idol,
Yeah.
your
I
guy.
know.
It's like
It's hard.
You,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
hard
it's
to move
hard.
on because you have to
Yeah,
wait for
it's
them to
hard.
say it because teams don't want to be like, bye.
It's
time.
hard to do,
Yeah.
especially with what he's done for them. But if you're
Two
serious about
rings.
winning, you got to do it.
The game's about winning.
Yeah.
If you don't win
It's
no
a
more,
business.
nobody
All's
cares
fair
about
in
you.
love and war, and this is war, baby. I don't
It's
care
a
about your
business.
feelings.
It's a business.
If I'm
And the
Jerry
hard thing about it
Jones-
is, and we've talked about it even with college football, there's only one champion every year.
right.
So you got to have a lot of luck fall your way, and you got to be good to do it. And
I don't care if you make the Pro Bowl. I don't care if you make the AFC Championship. I don't care if you win MVP. If you don't win at the end of the season, you don't matter.
And you just saw Tom Brady tell one of his teammates he was upset about not making the Pro Bowl. Tom Brady's like, we're here to win Super Bowls, not Pro Bowls.
right. It's
That's
like
all that
Pro
matters.
Bowls are for the kids.
Yeah.
Pro Bowls are for the young guys that can't get
That's
here
why,
yet.
that's why they put
I've been here for
Trubisky in it
25
every-
years.
That's why they put Mitchell Trubisky in it, you know?
Right. Tom Brady's been here for 25 years. He knows what it's about.
Mhm.
The guys that have been in it for more than 10 years know they don't give a rat's a double squiggly letter about no Pro Bowl.
All right, let's talk NBA. No more.
Let's go back to
We're
NBA.
going to stop talking NFL. We're going to
Yeah,
talk
then
NBA
we-
an hour ago.
Yeah.
We're 51 minutes in, so
All right, you had something about the NBA, didn't you?
yeah, I do. So I want to talk about the Cavs' performance last night against the Timberwolves. They lost 109-104.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't pretty.
But I want to talk about one stat line. Larry Nance Jr. 1 for 3, shot it 3 times, made it once, so 2 points in the game, 32 minutes played. But 16 rebounds. And then couple that with Andre Drummond's 22 rebounds. The two of them combined for 38 rebounds. Single or double-handedly out-rebounding the entire Timberwolves team by 4.
And they still lost.
And they still lost.
109, 104.
And I've seen a lot of talk about Andre Drummond being traded. Cavs fans don't like him anymore.
It's, number one, I don't think that's
People
true
are
at
saying
all.
he's stat padding.
I don't
What?
agree. No, that's not true.
What?
That's just
I'm
what
like,
he's good
I'm
at.
sorry. That's what did LeBron not do the same thing?
That's what Andre Drummond does.
Right. He's like people are like he's taking rebounds away from other people. I don't care. We grab the damn rebound.
Okay, I'm just going to say something here about the Drummond trade stuff.
It's BS.
I don't think
Yeah.
they shouldn't do it. If they're serious about making the playoffs, why would you
Burn
get rid of him?
BS.
And
mean,
you know where the big rumor is him going? Think the
Like-
Cavs should be trading the Nets.
The Nets.
As if they need any more people on that team.
Well, 2 things. Number one, I keep hearing the rumors about them saying they're going to buy out Drummond. I've heard a couple
Because
times that
Why would
that's
they
not
do it?
happening.
His stock is so high right now.
And
Give me
yeah,
Kyrie.
right, he's building up his stock, and if you weren't serious about trading him, you're going to get some decent players. And why would you trade the Nets? They don't have anything.
No.
The,
They're not
the
gonna
Nets
go to
already
three
gave us
stars,
their best.
and their bench stinks.
The Nets already sent us their bench.
They have,
so
they have no good defensively players. What's the Cavs are good at is playing defense.
we need
Yeah.
some 3-and-D guys.
And they
we
don't
can
have
pick that
anything.
up elsewhere. If we're serious about trading Drummond, we can pick up 3-and-D guys elsewhere because there's none on the Nets.
And for any of the good role players the Nets have, like Jeff Green, and they just picked up Iman Shumpert again.
Yeah.
The
Why do
Nets?
the Cavs need guys like that? If the Cavs are going to trade Drummond, they're not going to give up. Who are they going to have then?
They
We're not
already
getting
have.
Iman Shumpert
They
back. We don't
already,
want that.
no, we don't want Jeff Green back either.
No.
You probably go
We're
back
gonna-
and
we're
miss some
gonna
shots
trade
again.
for our own guys.
If you
No.
find the right deal for Drummond, I'm all for it. But if you're serious about making the playoffs this year, which they have a good chance to do it, why would you get rid of him?
Yeah.
A good deal for me, for Drummond, I would go down to the Miami Heat. See what they'd be willing to offer, because I'll take Tyler
Bam.
Hero, none.
Bam.
We wouldn't get. I don't think we'd get Adebayo.
Okay.
I don't think they give up Robinson either. But
I was
Duncan.
saying Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Jimmy B, some sort
yeah,
of
but we've seen the
combination.
Heat. They're stubborn in terms of Tyler
That
Hero.
would
They
be
are
They
awesome.
didn't want to give him. They didn't want to give him up for James Harden.
Right.
So
but it's one of those moves like if the Heat want to acquire a guy like that, which I don't think they would because they have Adebayo, their big guy down there. But I need to trade with some meat in it. Give me something.
Now with Kevin
I'm not
Love,
going to Taco Bell getting a bean burrito. I want some meat on that thing.
with
Give
Kevin
me
Love,
some meat in that deal.
the only buyout they're probably going to have to go to is probably Kevin Love because they're not going to get anything for him. So that buyout's probably the best option to go.
Kevin Love,
and teams are going to want him.
Kevin Love will send to the Lakers or Golden State. Give me a late first round and a second, and give me a young guy.
But like I'm saying,
Kevin Love looks like a coach on that sideline.
The buyout route is probably where they're going to have to go with Kevin
tough.
Love, and that's probably where a team like the Nets is probably going to get a guy like him if they want a big name like him. Because
Nobody wants Kevin Love, though, so.
Put a fourth option on a team like the Nets, I'd
Then
take
you
him.
get DeAndre Jordan who can't do anything. Why do they want another guy with busted knees?
Yeah, but DeAndre Jordan has no game outside of rebounding and dunking. He can't shoot.
Where's Kevin Love's game at anymore?
He's still a good shooter.
2016. That's where Kevin Love's game is.
No, you're right.
He left it a few years ago.
He can still be a good shooter.
It
for
walked
a team like
itself
the
off the court with his knees, okay?
Yeah.
Like, congratulations to Kevin Love, though. He got engaged.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
I saw that. That's
Congrats
great.
to Kevin
Big shout out
Love.
to him.
Yeah.
As we're dogging on his career.
I'm not dogging him.
I'm dogging
I'd
him.
love to.
I'm dogging on everybody today.
I
I'm hot.
love Love, man.
I've always stuck up for Love.
I love Love. I
I
got no
love
problem with
Love.
liking Love.
Heck yeah.
Love is in the air in
All I'm
Cleveland.
saying is a team
Love is
like
in the air.
There's a reason it's in the air. It's because it can't walk anymore.
all I'm saying is a team like the Nets, like he can still shoot, he can still rebound. That's what he's good at.
He's a leader.
He
He
wasn't
leads
so
them.
great last year. He burned off last year in his shooting. Even the year before that, his shooting has been on the decline.
Yeah, but
He
I'm
can
saying
still
on
be
a
a
team,
great leader.
I'm
He's
saying
a
on a
great
team like the
leader.
Nets where he's not going to be
Right.
their best player.
I don't think
As a
he's-
fourth option,
he'd be a
he's-
terrible option on the Nets.
Yeah.
I'm saying on a team that has more stars where he wouldn't have to be the guy like he is in Cleveland, or at least last year like he was, because the Cavs were still young last year. But
Right.
he could still be a good guy for a championship team.
I don't think so. I think his time has passed, unless he's coming off the bench.
That's
Which I don't think Kevin Love wants to do. I don't think he wants to come off the bench at this point in his career. And he shouldn't have to.
No.
He's done it all in this league.
What do you mean you shouldn't have to? Now you're saying you can't do anything, but you're.
No, he shouldn't have to because of what he's done in his career. That's not a guy that you have coming off the bench. It's Kevin Love. If he's truly at the point that, like I think he is, where he can't do anything else, he needs to think about retirement. Kevin Love should retire. I mean, I'm sure.
Still think
I know he can go get plenty of money elsewhere, but I don't think he's going to be able to provide anything for a team.
I don't
I
know
think
who,
he
but
can
there's still a
coach.
team out there that's going to that believe it or not will take him.
I think he can.
I don't
Maybe
know.
not trade, but probably buyout route. Somebody will want him.
I think the Grizzlies could use him.
I think he
Grizzlies
can-
or maybe I don't know.
Do you think he
small-
could
team
Grizzlies,
coach?
the Suns.
Knicks maybe I don't know.
Do you
I don't
think he
think he
could
fits
have?
right with the Knicks.
Do you think he could have a coaching career? Start out small.
No.
No. Not even
Maybe I don't know.
small. Like not even NBA. Like
I think with the way he's
College.
talked about mental health,
He'll probably just go that route and be an
Yeah.
ambassador for mental health.
with the way he's talked and advocated for mental health, I think once he's done with his playing career, I don't think he's staying around in basketball unless it's a mental health.
advisors.
I don't think he would even want to be an advisor because he's got his own problems to deal with.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to deal with others.
He might just be a leader off the court for
Right.
mental health, like DeMar DeRozan or
Something.
some of the other guys that are.
Once he's done with basketball, I think he's done with basketball.
You might see him every now and then.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know.
But he's
filling
not
in
going to
as
be a
an
guy
analyst
out there, with teams every other weekend.
Right.
I doubt we'll see Kevin Love sitting courtside at many games.
Yeah.
Maybe a few. Like, you'll probably go see a Lakers game. Lakers versus Cleveland. I'm sure he'd show up to that if LeBron's still on the Lakers when he calls it a quits. But, like, there are very few teams I think need a player like Kevin Love.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I don't think there's anywhere else for him to go. I mean, he's kind of done all you can do with his skill set in this league.
That's all I'm saying. If he gets bought out, there, like you're saying, there's a couple teams that I think will look at him.
Timberwolves could probably look at him.
Timberwolves,
Again, bring him back to
like you're saying,
finale.
maybe a team like what
The
was the team you
Grizzlies, the
listed?
Suns.
Grizzlies, some of those middle of the pack
That'd be
teams.
cool.
Somebody
Oklahoma
will want him.
City, Houston.
I don't know if somebody will want to give up enough to trade him because I don't know what
I
you're
don't
going to
think
get out
anyone's
of
going to be
him.
able to trade him, especially not with his contract.
Right, the contract. So you're going to have to buyout routes. Probably the best way to go.
Right.
But there's going to be some teams that might want him. Maybe I don't know Sacramento or middle of the pack
I
teams.
don't know about Sacramento. I never know about Sacramento.
Yeah,
They're such a weird team. I don't know what
they
it
should
is.
be better than they are.
They should always be better than they
But
are.
they're
They've
just
had
not.
so many good players
Buddy
between
Hield.
Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox, and
Marvin Bagley.
That trio should have done something.
They didn't.
They just didn't. They never made it anywhere.
No. It's been so long.
They've been suffering for mediocrity. Mediocrity, word of the week.
We're having some discussions about it.
You're mediocre, and you're mediocre. Get out of here. I don't want your mediocrity anymore. I'm a Cleveland fan. We're either bad or we're good. There's no in between in Cleveland.
And we're almost always bad. So.
There's no in between in Cleveland. I don't want your mediocrity. Give me crap or give me a title.
Which is always crap. Crap.
You know what? And I'm fine being crap in Cleveland. I'd rather be crap than the team that gets crapped on in the playoffs. You get crapped on in the regular season, no one cares. You get crapped on in the playoffs, you get made fun of.
For Cleveland teams, Pittsburgh teams, and the teams I like, I just play hard. That's all I want.
Play hard. Give me a good game to watch. If we lose, we lose.
If you play hard, you lose. I'll move on. Then at least you tried.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not.
Put up 40 points. We'll trade you tomorrow. Jordan Clarkson. You know.
I think
it ended up working though. They turned Dante Exum into Jared Allen and Torian Prince.
You know what? Good on the Cavs for that move. I wouldn't have had the balls to do that.
It worked out later.
Later, it took a while, but it worked out.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it was kind of the same thing Boston did with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole Kyrie situation.
It takes a while.
Both teams moved those into great pieces, I think, for their groups.
We traded them for great pieces.
So last night's game I saw, Washington came back against the Nets.
Yeah, back-to-back comeback nights in the NBA. First one was the Trailblazers, and then the Washington basketball team.
You're going to call them all that now?
Yep. All the Washington teams are just the team.
The Washington baseball team.
Hey, that's Cleveland's name.
Oh, yeah.
The Cleveland baseball team. CBT, let's go. No, we're the CBC, the Cleveland Baseball Club.
There you go, club. That's
hardly a team anymore.
Yeah, it's a classy one.
Oh, yeah, that's where you're going with it. NBA, though, right now, 76ers looking good. Number one in the league.
They're looking good.
2.5 games ahead of Brooklyn as well. And then Milwaukee, they're kind of weird. Third seed, 11-8, not really making headlines. Giannis is kind of cherry picking some games right now, so waiting on them to really kind of hit it. I mean, we're still only in the first, quarter of the season, so we're really hitting first quarter of the season. This is the
already a month in.
25%. Where are we sitting? Where are these teams? What is this going to look like in another 25 games? What are we looking at? Or say 20 games. What are we looking at? Cleveland right now, 9-11, 20 games in. Are we looking at 40 games in, or are we going to be 18-22? I wouldn't be mad with that. I would hope. I would hope a 19-21 though.
It's probably something I expect because
20-20 would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
You know what they say about hindsight.
What if you pull out like 10 wins in a row? I mean,
listen, they're still a streaky team. They're still young. They're trying to find themselves.
When
I'm pleased with where they're at right
shave
now.
your head again?
No, I'm not doing that again.
How about this? If they make the playoffs, we all have to shave.
No,
I refuse to shave my head. You know how long it took for me to grow this?
You'll be 40 by the time it grows back.
No way. I'll do anything else.
I know my hair will grow back fast. I just don't want to do that.
This took months to grow out. I'm not shaving my head. I'll do anything but shave my head.
Shave your eyebrows?
Those probably take a while to grow
Why don't we wait a little bit further into the season for this?
We'll figure something out.
I'll shave the beard, maybe.
Let's not shave at all until they make the playoffs.
That's not a big thing, though.
I look bad without a beard.
You look like a kid.
I look so young without a beard these days.
One time, Alec and I were walking down the street, and one dude thought he was my son or something. That's a lie.
That is a lie.
That's definitely a lie, Matt. He just pulled that one out. There's no way that would even...
But I definitely look about 4 or 5 years younger without the beard.
Well, good. You can look younger then.
I don't need to look any younger. I'm good.
He wants to look old.
Yeah, people think right now I look about 22, 23. When I shave, I'm like, oh, you're 18. I'm like, well, not really, but
15.
Cool. I got a baby face, man. I got the cheeks.
Ooh. Yeah, you cry like one, too.
Says the guy that just landed on his neck.
Hey. Whose fault was that?
Mike's.
Mine.
Yeah, that was Mike's fault.
Alright, you want to talk sports now?
Yeah, let's talk sports.
Why don't we talk sports? It's not like we're a sports show or anything.
Yeah.
How about the Western Conference? Utah's in second now.
Utah finally lost the
15-5.
game. They finally lost. Denver beat them the other night, or last night, or whatever.
I like that Jazz team.
Yeah. But both
Jazzy.
the Clippers and the Jazz 9-1 in their last 10 games. Impressive for both of those groups right now. I think we're still early though in the season, waiting for things to really start shaping out. Lakers, LeBron James, AD both kind of cherry picking a few games here and there. Lakers without AD aren't looking very good. They also just won against the Celtics 96-95 in a weirdly low-scoring game for those teams. So
I'd say in another month or so, when we look at things again, I'd say the teams that are in the picture right now probably will remain there. Unless some of these teams go on a run like Miami, hopefully they get on a run.
Yeah, I'd like to see Miami become good.
A team like Houston, they won 5 in a row. Maybe they can change some things up, but at least certainly the top of each conference is probably going to remain the same.
You know what I'm seeing right now in the conferences? Nobody's too far back.
No.
I mean, we'll see right now.
I mean, the exception of only 20 games. Everybody's still in it. But
right. So 8 seed right now in the East. 9-11. The last seed, 16, Washington. 4-12. Or I guess 15 seed, I think. I can't math.
It's going to be easier in the East, but...
Right. 4-12. Well, no, even in the West.
Even in the West.
Western Conference right now, 8 seed, 11-9. Minnesota, the last place, 5-14. No team is too far out of it right now.
No.
You still got a chance. No team can give up. Make some roster moves. Don't suffer for mediocrity this season. It's a shortened season. You know, it's chaotic. Take advantage of chaos.
And
That's what Miami Heat did.
Even what we just said, like some of those
bubble.
teams that are, still in. I mean, I know we're only 20 games up, but even some of those teams, we just touched base on it. Maybe one of them can use it. Look to add something. Maybe Kevin Love, or maybe
right now Memphis is 8-6. They've missed quite a few games,
and they're one of the youngest teams in the league.
One of the youngest teams.
I think they are the youngest.
They might be. They could pick up a guy like Kevin Love. I think he wouldn't be a terrible fit on the Suns.
Yeah,
with
but
Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, get Kevin Love in that mix. So like, ooh, okay.
It would definitely help. But I think Memphis would be a better option, but we'll have to see. But enough Kevin Love talk. I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's tired of Kevin Love, especially in Cleveland. All right, host, what do you got for us?
So, I mean, nothing really much in the NHL. It's still getting underway. Pens are doing better. They won in overtime the other night.
You want to talk about
Rangers.
Rutherford resigning?
Yeah, Jim Rutherford, their longtime GM, just resigned. I don't know. I was talking to my dad about it the other.
We got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
We do?
Super Bowl 55 has its first COVID issue.
Oh, geez.
Chiefs play center Daniel Kilgore and wide receiver Demarcus Robinson on the reserve COVID-19 due to close contact.
I'm actually surprised it took this long for that to happen.
I mean, both teams. I mean, this was the point. It was like, come on.
Yeah. How'd
you
get
mess
not
up
Gronk?
that point? Right?
How was
What's
Gronk
doing?
Yeah, how was Gronk not the first one?
It's because he can't catch anything this season.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I really am just dogging on people. Huh?
Yeah, you're on fire this week.
Yeah, but back to Jim Rutherford. I was talking to my dad about maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing. You know, he's been there a long time. Maybe it's time for change. You know, maybe, get more, I don't know, get different players in there.
I think, yeah, for another thing for the roster, I mean, they might have to start looking into getting some younger guys.
Yeah.
Because
they have their young guys.
They do, but they're one of the older teams. I mean, they still have that core that's getting older, but...
Yeah, I mean, they need somebody decent at the goalie spot. I know be quiet. My voice cracked.
I know.
Jari and DeSmith, yeah.
You think there's anybody that can go after,
or? Not at the moment, I don't think.
It's probably...
Maybe by the trade deadline. Maybe.
Can I just put this out here in hockey? One of the weirdest statistical improbabilities. The Columbus Blue Jackets are tied for first place in the Central.
Yeah.
They're 4-3.
Yeah. Well, what do you
because they have 3 overtime losses.
And they go by
in the
points,
Central.
too.
They're tied in points.
Yeah.
With the...
if you lose in overtime, you get a point.
Right.
It's nice.
So all 3 of their losses have come in overtime.
If you lose, that's weird.
Yeah, if you lose in overtime, you get a point.
And all 3 of their losses came in overtime.
Yeah.
So they're in first place of the Central.
I like how they do that. I like how they don't go by the wins; they go by the points.
I like that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I feel like a loss is a loss. You didn't win.
Still a win. You get a point.
Well, you still get points
Still
for like goals and stuff.
But why?
It's
You
not
lost.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care what you did when you lost.
Ugh.
It's like, what?
Here's another rant. Let's go. Here we go.
What? You lose. Why are we giving medals to people who lose? Why are we rewarding people for losing? I don't care if you lost in regular time or overtime. I don't care if you took it to a shootout. You lost. You got beat. Why are we rewarding you for losing? Tell me that. Why are we rewarding a team for losing?
It's
NFL
just the way
doesn't do
the
it?
rules were. That's all.
Well, that's
When they
that's
made
review
hockey-
Hockey's
rules.
always been that way. so
Hockey's
it's nothing
always
new.
been that way.
Let's change hockey. Let's change hockey.
They're not
Let's
gonna
change the way
change
the
hockey.
overtime works in the NFL. Let's change it all. Because you know what?
You just want to do the rest of the show with me and you.
Yeah.
'Cause he's just
Get out of here, you yeller.
It's my apartment. My
Go to your
apartment.
room.
Go to your room.
My computer. Nah, it's my show.
Go to your room. You're in trouble.
Let's change it all. Let's change sports.
Well, that's not.
I don't know. Some of it could use a good change. Good, quick in the rear.
There's always
Get
room for
these things
changes, but
rolling. Yeah, like baseball.
is there anything else you want to talk about hockey, or
10
is there
years-
a rant you have going
10
on?
years, the rules won't just be changed, but the Super Bowl will be the XFL champion and the NFL champion.
No, that will never
That would be
happen.
horrible. What do you think?
I don't even think I'd want
Be
to watch
just
that.
like the
Let's do
It'd be
it.
like the AFL and NFL back in the first Super Bowl.
Right.
NFL champion versus the AFL champion.
Just saying. Wouldn't be the worst.
Bring back USFL.
Wouldn't be the worst. I don't know. I think it's time some of these big leagues get some actual competition.
Yeah. Like you have the Super Bowl.
Because you know what? Competition breeds innovation. Innovation excites.
How did this come up?
I don't know. I just brought it up.
Matt brought it up. I rolled with it. What do you want from me?
How did that whole Cowboys thing come up?
I think that was your fault.
Was it?
Potentially.
I don't
even
think
know
so.
how it came
I don't
up.
even know. We'll have to go back.
What are we talking about? You're the host. You suck. You got next week's show too. How about college basketball? What do you want? You got anything there?
Oh yeah, I've been watching.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, Penn State just beat Wisconsin the other day. I think that's
I
a
think
very
everyone's
quality
beat Wisconsin at the
Would have
moment.
been way
I know.
better. No, they're ranked pretty. They're a pretty good
Okay.
team.
They are,
Okay.
but they've taken
But
two
the
big
team
losses.
I've been watching so far because I want to see Sister Jean again. The Loyola
Come on, I'm tired
Chicago
of this.
team.
Are they even doing anything?
Yeah, they're like
13-3.
14-3.
14.
They got in a couple of weeks. It might be a couple games, 3 or 4 games away
Is
from
this your favorite
playing
college
Drake.
basketball team?
Huh?
And
Is
actually,
it
I just like the upsets,
Hey, Matt.
man. Yeah, they have to play
right now,
Drake.
Loyola Chicago is ranked 28th.
Really?
They're receiving 52 votes, the third highest of
Oh,
others
really?
receiving. So there you go, Matt.
Sister Jean is 101 years old, still kicking.
Screw Loyola. Have you guys seen Drake?
Yeah, Drake
16-0.
16-0. They have to play Drake. I was just about to say that they play them in a couple
That's
games.
what the only 3
So,
undefeated
they
teams
play 'em-
left is Drake,
Yeah.
Gonzaga, and Baylor.
Yeah, they have to play them back to back too. So the 2 games against Drake. So that will be their test. I know they lost games to Richmond. I think they lost one to Wisconsin and Indiana State.
Not bad. Indiana State's actually looking
Yeah,
pretty good
pretty
so
good.
far in the season. That's
First
our
time
conference.
since Bird was there.
That's our conference, isn't it? With
Yeah, I think so. Horizon.
No, they're not. They're not. Right.
They're not.
oh no, what they're
Loyola Chicago's Missouri Valley in basketball.
Yeah, they're in
yeah,
Missouri,
so
football.
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we play them. Not basketball.
Yeah, we played them in football. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Although Horizon Link's got a few teams up there right now.
Yeah.
Cleveland State's
Cleveland
on fire.
State.
I would really hope that
Like,
Youngstown State could win some conference games, but that's not happening anytime soon. Is what it's
Yeah.
looking like.
Oh, they don't have their star player. He
Yeah.
should be coming back. Darius Quisenberry will be back.
Quisenberry's been out, so
Yeah, we actually have a class with him.
right. I have an interview with him later this week for our
Yeah.
class. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Good. Leave
Where
that
you been
Dude,
out? What's been
Dude,
going on?
I'm gonna record this while this is happening and then probably post it.
We'll throw it on the channel. Why not?
Yeah. That'd be cool. We'll just exclude our other buddy that's involved.
Right. I mean, what teams in basketball right now is surprising you?
Surprising.
Ohio State for me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're up to 7th right now, 14-4. They're well. The thing with Ohio State, they always start red hot in the out of conference. Same with the entire Big Ten. But once Ohio State normally starts Big Ten play, they normally fall. They normally go down and they kind of sit at the bottom half of the conference for most of the season. I would say that's fair enough, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
some of the teams that have surprised me for the wrong reasons have been teams like Michigan State.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Michigan.
I mean, they're good. Michigan.
Michigan State. This is. When's the last time you saw a Tom Izzo team looking on the outside in like this point? In the
They're
season?
not even receiving any votes in
No.
the APs.
They're having a down year.
Drake is
towards the
ranked.
top. Nobody's really surprised me.
Drake
That's
is
what I
25th.
said.
I thought you were just talking about Loyola.
I said Loyola was 28th. I said Drake was 25
Oh,
and
okay.
16-0.
Oh, okay.
At least I think I did.
I mean, when you look at the top of some of the teams, I mean, Houston's kind of surprised me a little bit.
Houston.
What
about
Gonzaga
Baylor?
at 17-0 is
Oh,
kind
man.
of surprising. They're really
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
They got things clicking right there.
Oh, yeah. Baylor right behind them, 16-0. And Villanova. They had a couple off years. And I'm glad they're kind of back into it. They've always been that team that won it.
I think it's funny, the years like Kansas, Kentucky, and Duke fall off. We got Gonzaga and Villanova back at the top with Michigan. It's like, wait a minute, what happened here?
Houston and how about Texas?
Texas is back, baby.
Yeah.
But in basketball. Guys, Texas is back. Texas is back.
Yeah. We don't see Dayton up there anymore because no more.
I mean, that was an Obi Toppin thing.
That was an Obi Toppin thing.
I mean, Alabama's at 10. They're 14-4. It's something you normally don't see.
Missouri.
Guys, how crazy would it be if Ohio State Alabama national championship game for basketball? That would just be crazy. I don't think that's ever happened. That a team
the same
I don't think there's been one team that has had a team in both the national championship in both basketball and football. I don't think it's happened.
I feel like there has.
I think maybe in women's.
Maybe in
women's basketball, potentially Oregon.
Women's and men's basketball. Yeah, I think you're right.
Women's and men's basketball, maybe that one, but I'm saying women's basketball and football. I don't think there's been any. Maybe. I don't think it's happened though.
I feel like there has been, but I could be
What
wrong.
happened with that? Remember the team everybody was talking about last year, San Diego State? Well, where are they at now? I think I just saw they had 6
they're
votes.
receiving 6, yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Rutgers has a vote.
I see Toledo. Toledo has 9 votes.
Toledo.
That's cool. Go Toledo.
Toledo, yep.
Big Ten's got 5 teams ranked in the top 25.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
There's even some teams that aren't ranked in the Big Ten that are still playing well.
Penn State.
Not really.
Not really.
They did win, but
yeah,
they had their chance last year.
Yep, there'll be another 20 years before they get back in.
So we're entering February now. Things are coming down to the.
Yeah.
It's kind of somewhat down to the end of college basketball.
Time to start watching. After the Super Bowl, I think we'll start watching more.
Yeah.
It's still football season, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the NBA too, but I mean,
it's basketball season, I should say.
Yeah, it is. But the teams top of the rankings, they're teams I expect to be there. Maybe, I don't know. Texas is a little surprising. I'm really not surprised about Ohio State, to be honest.
I'm more surprised because they normally fall in Big Ten competition.
They do, but they have a very good team this year. So the way that they're playing, it's not surprising me.
Yeah, they do. That's a good team. I like that team this year.
You look for any chance to shout out Ohio State.
You know what?
Like
They're my team.
I like Ohio State basketball, man.
Rep until the day I die. I bleed scarlet and gray, baby.
What's suit?
All right, anything else for college basketball?
Mr. Host, man.
No, I got nothing else.
You don't have anything else? Guys, this is what happened when Matt prepares a show 5 minutes before it happens.
Well,
we're sitting downtown at a restaurant. You know, I'm eating some fries, and I go, hey, so what do you got for the show? He's like, oh, I haven't done it yet. I'm like, it's 1. The show is at 3. Then he comes back, writes like 3 things down in 10 minutes, like, all right, let's play NBA 2K. In which he lost every game, but that's not neither here nor there.
Well, I can help out here. We can just mention baseball because they're still trying to get the season figured out.
Yeah, we didn't want to talk about baseball.
I said we could mention some things in baseball if there were things actually going on.
There's really not anything going on. They're just still trying to figure out the season.
Arenado to the
but other than trades and stuff like that. But
yeah, because Matt was just going to talk about trades, and really nobody cares about trades until the regular season.
So the league and the Players Association are trying to figure out how the season's going to look this year. So they proposed a 154-game season. They would start late March in spring training, and they'll begin the season late April. So it wouldn't be that much of a change. They'd still finish on time. The World Series would still be on time. So,
and we have not heard anything from minor league baseball either. So.
As far as I know, I haven't.
Well, I have direct communication with minor league baseball, so there has been no official updates since Christmas.
But baseball, it's kind of probably going to be a back and forth thing like we saw before they resumed last season with the 60-game. Got to figure things out with the league and the players. So
and actually, we've had a few big names leave the league this year. Dustin Pedroia has just retired from baseball from the Red Sox, and it's Masahiro Tanaka from the Yankees is going back to
Japan.
Yeah, I think is where he said he was going to play. think those are really the big ones. Oh, Fernando Tatis Jr., MLB The Show cover athlete.
Yep.
So already the most marketable guy in baseball.
Baseball's jumping on that one for a standout.
Good on them. You know, it's not often you see leagues immediately hop on somebody. I mean, EA and the NFL kind of did that with Lamar and Mahomes. They saw their guy and like, jump on it, let's go. Like that.
Baseball always does that though.
But like,
because they have to.
Right. Baseball knows, hey, when we got a guy heating up, you don't know how long that guy's going to be hot for. Put him up now. Put the entire world on his shoulder, see if he collapses. So they did with Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, look at this guy. All rise, and then all fall. But, you know,
the Bronx
all
Bombers.
fall once you get to the playoffs.
The Bronx Bombers.
Yeah, other than that, with baseball, there's nothing really huge. Like, Matt, what did he say?
nothing. Keep moving.
I wasn't even saying nothing important. I was just going to touch on the Arenado trade.
I made a really dark joke.
Yeah, let's talk about Arenado to the Cardinals.
Really not much. I was just bringing it up. There's really
what else? Who else got traded?
That's all I know of.
Or somebody else. Oh, Jock Peterson to the Cubs. I saw that one.
Yeah, it's a good one, but
who cares?
Cubs
Eddie Rosario to the Cleveland Indians.
Only a 1-year deal though.
So Minnesota.
See, but I said this last week about the Indians. I think they need to stop trying to sign like significant players and like just start over.
No.
Do you guys agree or?
Yeah, I don't want to suffer through mediocrity.
I mean, why? What's funny? What are you guys laughing at?
Nothing.
Oh, we'll tell you after the show.
You can't repeat this again. I don't even know if the mic picked it up.
I hope not. I don't want the Indians to suffer through mediocrity. I don't.
If I was them, I'd clear house now. But they're trying to sign guys to get a Rosario.
I feel like we were kind of mediocre this past season. We were trending downward. You know, we were second.
Definitely are with that.
We were second. Now we sent everybody away. Tank. Go to the bottom. Let's see what we can get. Let's build up that bottom again. Let's build up that base and let those guys grow. Let's see what we can get.
All about that base.
No treble.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? I'm done with baseball.
Who knows?
We got that special award coming up.
I don't know if we're there yet.
We're not there yet?
What
other sport is there to talk?
Actually, there was something I wanted to talk about in the NBA again. I forgot to mention about the Brooklyn Nets. No, let me scroll down here.
Kind of out of order today. Should have.
Hey, we're casual.
Yeah,
Keep it
right.
casual.
We're casual.
I don't know. I don't think we've been very casual today.
I mean, you're wearing slippers. So.
I am wearing slippers. I'm comfortable too.
Yeah.
The Nets, since the Harden trade, have the best offensive rating of all time. Also, since the Harden trade, they have the worst defensive rating at all time.
Oh, I saw this one.
They put up 146 points and lost to Washington. They put up 147 and lost to the Cavs.
Twice.
Twice.
The team has to score 160 points for them to win. Can we just like let that sink for a second?
They're not as they got problems.
They got a lot of problems. I mean, they can win.
Oh,
if they score,
can.
but they can't play defense.
But who are you going to stop? Talking about beating teams like the Lakers, you can't even stop the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs are better this year, but how are you going to beat teams like that?
Yeah. Kyrie Irving last night after the game against Washington, he said, "I don't think I could guard a brick wall last night."
Everybody was
something
like
that.
Yeah, I saw something like
And then how about Houston? How they doing now without James Harden?
Done better without James Harden.
Let's see. So they have Wall. They have
Christian Wood is a good player.
Underrated.
Yeah. He really is.
He's really coming to his own. They got Clint still down there.
Yeah.
No, he's with the Hawks now.
Oh, and Oladipo.
Yeah, Victor Oladipo as well. And they do have Kevin Porter Jr. as well, but he's in the G League.
Yeah, he got moved down to humble him.
Yeah.
They moved his locker again. They probably had to take all the food out of the locker room.
Yeah.
But they have the best defensive rating in the league and have won 4 in a row. And everybody's playing with a chip.
That's something you usually don't see with Houston, one of the best defensive teams. But like I said, they won 5 in a row. They're playing on chipping with their shoulder now. They're showing they don't need. I mean, I don't want to say don't need James Harden, but they can
survive without him.
Probably not to that level they were at, but
I got some more news about those COVID things we had earlier with Chiefs. They placed both Daniel Kilgore and DeMarcus Robinson on the COVID-19 list based off of contact tracing. Neither player is a positive case. If they keep testing negative, both should be available to play in the Super Bowl.
All right.
So there's that. There we go. Well, I think it's that time.
All right.
That time of the week where we come down to that very special moment. Almost at the end. And we just have to give special recognition to the biggest idiot of the week. But we didn't want to say idiot, so we changed it up.
Yeah.
We came up with something new, something innovative. Maybe not. We got it from Bob Memory's SBTF of the week. But we changed it up, I think.
Yeah.
I think we made some good changes.
Yeah. It's worked out so far.
I would think so. We've made some good picks.
I think we're going to make it into a shirt soon.
Whoa.
Ooh, look out.
Yeah. We'll see.
Maybe. Not out yet.
Stickers, mugs,
Ooh.
everything.
We know we're going to get Mad Hat with one of them on
Oh,
it.
heck yeah.
And this week's Meathead of the Week.
So our meathead of the week
By the way, that was a good one.
is
That really ripped. You can see it on this audio. It ripped through there.
our meathead of the week is the Houston Texans for hiring David Culley. Now watch this guy be the coach of the year. Just watch. But this guy is the reason why in 2014 the Kansas City Chiefs didn't even score a touchdown in a season. Now Kansas City has like one of the best receiver corps in the NFL. Probably because that guy left. So,
Not to
congratulations.
mention he was also the offense coordinator for the
Ra-
Ravens.
For the Ravens.
Who had
And passing game coordinator.
And
passing game coordinator, and they had one of the
What a
worst
weird
passing
title
offenses.
that is, man.
Who knew that was the thing?
Yeah, passing game.
Well, I guess when Lamar's your quarterback, you do kind of have to scheme to throw the ball.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes.
But congratulations, Houston. You're a meathead. You were good for firing Bill O'Brien, but this is just.
I mean, if you would have known they were going to hire him, would you have kept Bill O'Brien? I probably still would have got rid of him, but...
Yeah, I would have.
I would
Still
have gotten rid of Bill O'Brien. So
Oh,
bad.
God. I can't
he had
stand
complete control
Where-
over the
now
team.
he-
Bill O'Brien's on Bama now.
Yeah. Watch Alabama's offense will be crap. You watch.
I doubt it. They still
Yeah,
freak out.
that
Because-
is not likely.
Coaching doesn't matter when you're
Well,
out
here's
the
the-
league.
They have
Bill,
the
this is
number
what's
one
going to happen.
prospect
Well, this is what's going
quarterback.
to happen. Bill O'Brien's just going to stand there and get the title offensive coordinator, and Saban's just going to run everything.
Well, I
That's
think we all
what's going to
expect that.
Oh, yeah.
I expect that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
They just
know.
have,
Bill
they just have
O'Brien-
too good
just
of
like,
athletes to suck.
just like what's his name just stood there, Sarkeesian.
Oh, he has some good plays though.
He did, yeah, okay. What he's in Texas.
That's a bad example.
Okay.
That was a good offense coordinator.
All right.
I mean, you saw the plays he was running up against Ohio State in the national championship. He was pulling things he hadn't played.
He was
all-
literally
hadn't
doing
done all
anything
year.
he wanted.
Yeah, he was doing anything. He was making up plays on the spot at that point.
Yeah.
Having just Devontae Smith just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Have Jalen Waddle run back and forth behind the offensive line 15 times and take off one way.
Yeah.
And man-to-man defense
So-
can't cover that.
I
So
want to talk about that for a second.
no, not really.
What about Texas? Texas, maybe.
They back, baby.
Are they back now,
No.
Sarkeesian? I don't
Prove
think
it.
so either. Let's
Prove
prove
it.
it.
I mean, before
Alright.
anyone goes saying Texas is back, I think they got to win.
Yeah, before they say that.
Win the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's not that bad. I don't think
No.
that's too far of a push.
No, I
It's
don't.
not like there's a lot of competition there. It's Oklahoma.
It's certainly doable.
Yeah.
It's
All
Oklahoma.
that's there is Oklahoma. That's pretty much it.
You
It's
got-
Oklahoma and then everybody else.
And I would say they had
You-
a good year, but
Yeah, I don't expect them to stay up there though.
they could. But
They
probably-
could.
I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, just they can
Yeah,
very
see who
well
they're
turn into
bringing
the
in.
Northwestern to the Big 12. Of just being the kind of quiet underdog. Sits there all season and they're sticking around at the end. They're like, "Yo, what about me?" Yeah, man. Who knows?
Well, I think we got one more thing.
Do it.
Games of the week. Did you not do it?
Yeah, I did one. It's called the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Most
there you
people
go.
watch it anyway. It's kind of the most
There you
watched
go.
thing on television.
Well, how about games
ever?
the week, not the weekend?
Yeah, the week.
Ah, the week?
Cavs play tonight. See if they rebound against
Oh.
Timberwolves again.
Wednesday night, play the Clippers.
Well, actually, I think there was one in basketball actually tonight that wasn't bad. Yeah, number 9 Oklahoma versus number 13 Texas Tech.
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
that'd be good.
9 p.m. tonight. I kind of liked that one. I got one tomorrow actually. This is a game of the week. Number 2 Baylor, number 6 Texas.
Ooh.
7 p.m. on ESPN. I like that matchup.
Where is it? Where is it?
It should be in Texas. That's kind of what I like. Oh man, we actually got a
Yeah,
loaded
but-
week in college.
yeah.
Sure is.
No, we got
Of
Ohio
course
State,
it's in-
Iowa on Thursday. Number 7, number 8. That'll be a good matchup at 7 then. Friday and Saturday probably not going to be very much. The Gonzaga game got canceled on Saturday. Sunday it's the Super Bowl day.
Yeah.
NBA, I'm really not too excited with the matchups really this
There's
early
not a
on.
lot.
No.
Just it's still early on, so games are kind of going either way. We don't really know who's going to be the best. Keep an eye on the Jazz. Keep an eye on the Clips. And while you're at it, throw one of your third eyes on the 76ers.
You should be.
Right. They're over there. They're making noise.
They are.
You know who you shouldn't be paying attention to? The Celtics.
Yeah.
Because you know what? They'll be there at the end of the season. They'll lose like...
They'll be close, but they'll fall
They're
off.
kind of like the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
They'll win a series or two, maybe get in the conference finals. But that's
Win one
it.
title in the last 30 years and call yourselves relevant.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, it's not the Celtics' fault that most of their titles came, before 1960.
No.
You know what? Only 10 of them.
11.
Yeah, there actually may be more.
Wait, yeah.
Let's see. Actually, I have it saved on our Instagram DM.
Yeah, they won 17 total.
Yeah, they've won 17 in total, and have won 4 of them since 1980.
Yeah.
Won 2 in the 70s,
They won
and the rest
3
of those
in the
came
80s.
before
They
that.
won 3 in the 80s and then what,
I think they won
2008?
5 in the 80s.
No, they won 3 in the 80s.
They won
Oh,
3.
Because Magic had 5, didn't he?
Yeah, the Lakers won 5 in the 80s.
Yeah.
Recently said Celtics.
Oh, I thought you were talking about... Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Lakers know how to be relevant. They've done it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the Celtics were winning all the titles in the 50s and 60s and 70s, like, the Lakers weren't winning any then, and now it's just reversed. You know what I mean?
I mean, not really.
The last
I
one
mean,
was
Lakers won
2008.
3 in the 50s, or actually 4 in the
Well,
50s.
I'm saying it's not as many as the Celtics, I'm saying.
Right. Celtics won 2 in the 50s. Then the 60s, you're right. That was Bill Russell and the Celtics.
That was their where they had the bulk of it.
Then Celtics had 2 in the 70s compared to just 1 in the 70s for the Lakers. But then 80s belonged to the Lakers, but Boston still had 3 then.
That
So
1986
Well, they were going at it in the
That
80s.
80
It was,
That
I mean,
86
you've
Boston
been saying
team,
that when one team's bad, the other's good. When they've been really good, that really isn't the case. They're both been good teams, and one of them comes out on top.
Right.
They normally face off.
Then they say that 86 Boston team was supposed to be like the best ever.
Well, I think the the 90s Bulls would have a few
Yeah, I
words
know,
to
but like
deal
at
with
the
that.
time.
maybe best Celtics team ever.
Maybe best.
Because that's when they had Bill Walton and all them.
Yeah.
Perhaps. All right, I think that's gonna wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, check out our merchandise coming out in, actually for us, 6 minutes, so it should be live by the time this comes out to you. Make sure to check that out on our Twitter page. Go there. We'll also post on Instagram. Should go up on Facebook if everything works, which it probably won't, but you should be able to find links somewhere. If not, go to Twitter page at Casual Sports Rep. I'm Alec Caberna.
And I'm Matt Morrison.
I'm Mike Wolfgang.
Go spend money on us. We'll see y'all next time.